If there is one thing that people who are in the YouTube business do, is to procrastinate. And I want to share with you how I stopped procrastinating in getting things done for my YouTube business. And I didn't know that I actually beat procrastination. I only learned later on. So we get to be overwhelmed a lot. I should know. If you're just meeting, my name is Sunganani and I help people use YouTube to get paid. So we get overwhelmed because we are listening to a whole lot of people that are telling us what to do next, how to get views, how to get clients, how to collect payments, how long we should post, when you should post your videos, no, do live streams, and the noise is there. And it tends to just overwhelm us, and the tendency is to say, I'll do it later. We think we're being productive by learning more, but really, we know what to do and we just put it across. This is a story about how I beat procrastination and started getting things done in my YouTube business. And the funny thing is, I didn't know that I'd actually beat it. It's only now. A few days ago, I was watching Mel Robbins. She spoke about procrastination in a way that I'd never heard before. She said that procrastination is a form of stress relief because it's almost always all the time that you procrastinate because there's something that has stressed you out. In other words, stress triggers procrastination in most of the cases. Let's take an example. You want to record a video and you are scared. What will the people think? Will I be presentable enough? Will I flow well enough for people to understand me? What if I fail? What if I never get views? And so, because of that, you say, "Oh, I'll record later," and then you take your phone, and before you know it, you've been doom scrolling for the past 2 hours, not having done anything. So she says that procrastination is a habit. If you look at procrastination as a habit, then there is the one thing that she challenges you to do. And when you start doing it, procrastination is beaten and you begin to get things done in your business. Procrastination is a temporary relief because after that, you come back and the thing is still staring at you square in the face. So, how do you stop it? I didn't know I had done this until just a few days ago when I was watching Mel talk about this. She said, when you are tempted to procrastinate, when something comes up, maybe you need to write a report or maybe you need to research that video idea and you begin to get stressed because you're not so sure whether you do a good job or whatever it is, identify the stressor. But instead of going straight to it, this is what I mean, straight to doing what it is you do when you procrastinate, go to the task and say to yourself, I'll just work on this task for a while. It could be just 10 minutes or it could be 5 minutes and just start. Do whatever it is, whether you're afraid of whether you do it on time, just do it. And she says, when you start doing that, most of the times, 80% of the time where her starts, I'll link the video below. 80% of the time, when somebody starts not procrastinating, doing the task you wanted to procrastinate, 80% of the time, you finish it. And that's when it hit me. I'd been doing this. It took me a long time for me to come back to this YouTube channel and start doing videos again, learning how to do thumbnails and getting the titles and the goal of each video and what it is I'm going to say and so on. It took me a long time. But then I joined a community where we hold each other accountable. So when you say, I will post once a week to my YouTube channel, you need to report on that. And so that got us to actually start doing the work because you're thinking, what will I say was the reason? Because people call each other out and they say, "Hey, you said you'd be doing once a week. What happened? Did you post?" You know. So I started saying to myself, "Let me research the titles. Let me look at the thumbnails. Let me look at the script. The time that I use to do heavy scripting." And the editing, the uploading. And that's how I'll do it. I would work on one video, even if it took me 3 days. I would still go ahead and do it. Just break it in chunks of, like 1 hour over 3 days, and I'll get it done. Now I'm down to, I can, if I wanted, do a video a day because it's a skill that is coming in. But I discovered that once I start and I've got the motivation of saying, I need to tell my friends on the community how I'm doing. And of course they would encourage me, they'll validate, some come back with feedback on the video. It really helped me to start going. But I just never thought that I was doing what Mel said. So if you are struggling with procrastination, here is what I recommend. Find a community where you belong to, where you can be kept. You can be kept. What's the word? Having a senior moment here. You can be kept accountable. Okay, you can be kept accountable, but also when the procrastination trigger comes in, just say to yourself, "I'm going to do this thing." It does help to have somebody close. Like I had a friend who I would tell, "I'm going to work on this today," because of where we had come from. We had come from a very high stress situation, taking care of our son who was sick of leukemia for a long time. So I needed to be straight. I needed to keep my thoughts clear, and I would tell him, and he'd check on me. "Did you do this? What are you doing tomorrow?" And so on. So that got me to be in the routine of getting things done. I would no longer procrastinate. So identify the triggers. Don't run away from the task. Just do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Typically, you go through with the task and get accountability. Please get accountability, because when you do that, you get focused, and your results, your impact is a lot more, because you're focused on one task at a time, and you begin to get a lot more things done. And it's such a great feeling to be able to, for instance, right now, although my goal is one video per week, now I'm doing two because I've got all this time and I need to pump out these videos and get myself out there for the business to go. People need to know that I'm around. So I also know that usually the reason we procrastinate, the stress, usually is because of fear. And in the coaching that I do, one of the things that I will want to identify is, what fears do you have? And if you want a video that I did talking about how I do things scared, even though I have fear, then you need to watch this video here. Peace to you.